Hello, and welcome to Backer Breaks It Down. This episode, we're working with short-run behavior of polynomials with a focus on polynomials written with 4 terms. To find the short-run behavior, we need to write polynomials in intercept form, also known as factored form, and then we can use our zero product property to find the zeros, okay? So if you have a factor, we find zeros because if the polynomial equals 0, we solve for x, those are the zeros. So if you have a factor of the form x minus k, well, this will equal 0 when x equals k. So 4 terms. We can factor a polynomial with 4 terms by factoring by grouping. So group the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. Factor out the common factor of each group, right, as a product of 2 binomials. So I'm going to do that grouping, okay? Group the first 2, group the last 2. Factor out the common factor of each group, okay? So let me just highlight my 2 groups. So looking at that first group, I have x cubed plus 3x squared, okay? The common factor of this group is x squared. Then I have to write down what's left over. So what's left over is x, because x cubed divided by x squared is x, and then 3, because 3x squared divided by x squared is 3. So now I want to take a look at my second group. I want to do the same thing. I want to take out the common factor. So negative x minus 3. Negative 1 is the common factor. What's left over is x plus 3. Do you see what I see? Okay. So I see that in parentheses is x plus 3. So that means x plus 3 is a factor of this polynomial. The other factor comes from what did we take out? We took out x squared and we took out minus 1. So what do you think? The x squared minus 1 is a difference of 2 squares. I'm glad you thought that. Okay, so I can factor that further using my difference of 2 squares pattern. So this would be x plus 1 and x minus 1 after you apply that pattern. So here we have our official factored / intercept form. So now I'm ready to use the zero product property to find the zeros. Because if x plus 3 is the factor, that means negative 3 is the 0. X plus 1 is a factor, negative 1 is a 0. X minus 1 is a factor, positive 1 is a 0. So that's how you factor polynomials with 4 terms. Look for common factors first. That's always where you want to start off when factoring anything. And then factor by grouping. Group the first 2 terms, the last 2 terms. Take the common factor of each group and write it as a product. And that's how Backer breaks it down.